Hey guys, this is Ashwin from Standard Time, and today we're talking about the latest Seiko Tuna releases. Just about 3 hours ago, Seiko dropped a new image on their Instagram with two new Tuna models. They call it the Prospex line, and it's the SRPE29K1 and the SRPE31K1. So essentially, these two pieces fit into the Tuna range. They say it's based on the 1975 Seiko Diver, and I'm assuming what they are referring to is the Seiko Tuna. Let's go over some of the specs that these watches offer. So now, as you can see, there's a brown dial and there's also a gray dial option. They're essentially the same watch, really. 200 meter water resistance. It's a diver, although for a Tuna you would expect a bit more. It seems too similar to the Seiko Monster line. Well, at least the second generation Seiko Monsters had the same movement, so this has the 4R36 Seiko movement, which is not really one of their mid-range or high-end movements. I think it's above the 7S26, which they've now removed, and it's the same movement as they have in their new Seiko 5 line, which is loosely based on the SKX. So it's an automatic watch, 41-hour power reserve, hardlex crystal, standard specs that you expect on any Seiko Prospex watch, really. They haven't given us pricing for this yet. However, I'm going to take a guess and say it's somewhere around $400 to $600. It's certainly not worth more than that, since they've not really added something new. It's just sort of a facelift. It's an amalgamation of existing designs. So the case thickness is 12.7 millimeters. That's not too bad. It is a diver watch. It's quite standard for the Seiko Tunas. Diameter is 43 millimeters. That's on the larger side, also quite standard to the Seiko Tuna range. The Seiko Monster has a diameter of about 42, so these two watches are awfully similar. It's just the aesthetic of the Seiko Tuna that they are kind of perpetuating. Now, if we take a look at the dial of the watch, a really clean dial, generally matte finishing everywhere. It seems to be some sort of PVD steel, so that goes with their sleek look with both releases. They seem to have the same case, but they have their unique dial and bezel combinations. That's pretty much the only difference between the two. Now, I really like the colors. I think the color scheme is great, but there's nothing really too special to this watch. It's far too similar to all the other watches they have that would probably be priced a little lower than this one. So there's no real specification advantage, there's no real diving capability advantage either. Overall, I think it's a nice watch. However, they missed the opportunity to do something a little bit more special with this one. I'm sure it will sell out, as they all do, like the Seiko 5s, the new ones. But after some time, it will come back to retail and it won't be something special anymore. Now let's head over to Rodrigo from Standard Time and see what he has to say about these two new pieces.
Now, Seiko has taken quite an interesting approach towards the design of this watch. Of course, based upon the 1975 Prospect, the first Prospect. They've taken kind of a vintage modern approach to the design. They've said, look, we are a company that has been running since 1881. Why take what most of the watch industry is doing these days, which is we take vintage designs and they take the vintage designs and make it now. What they've said is, okay, we're gonna inspire a vintage design of our own, and then we're gonna make it modern, because this watch looks very, very modern. This is not something that you would be seeing in the 1970s. It's tailored towards the youth, and you can see that from their advertisement. You can go to the Seiko website. You'll see that all of the models are young men wearing hoodies, streetwear, and this watch suits well for streetwear. Now, this is I think a very nice approach that we had seen before with the new Seiko 5 release, and something that Seiko has to be praised upon because they've done the research when it comes to marketing. They're not trying to market these watches to watch enthusiasts specifically. They're trying to get young people into watches instead of them deciding into going something some fashion brand. They've done the research for young people to start going into this sort of hobby. Prospex line, of course, amazing line by Seiko. The movement, the 4R36, great movement. Day date, which I think especially these days is very necessary. And yeah, one aspect I want to point about this watch that I really like is the strap. Now, of course, in the past, Seiko has been judged by their strap quality. Even yeah, I've had personal experience with them. It's not like, that's one of the aspects that Seiko is always judged upon. They have done quite a nice job on the design of the strap with this watch. They have introduced a leather patterned silicone strap. Now, what this means is, of course, because it's silicone, it's going to be water resistant, and as a watch user, you don't have to start thinking, hey, I'm wearing a leather strap, I shouldn't be jumping on water, and I shouldn't sweat a lot, and like all that stuff. So this watch is actually tailored towards young men, which is pretty nice. And the strap looks really good. The color combinations that come with the strap and the watch is just outstanding. Let's hope the quality is also up there with it. One criticism I do have about this watch is that it is 43 millimeters. Now, I understand that the Prospex line is a bit bigger, and I guess it does fit what modern standards are in watch sizes. But I preferably would want a lower size, a bit smaller, but that's only up to preference. I don't know. I really like the watch. What do you guys think?
And there you have it. Those are our thoughts and opinions regarding the new Seiko Tuna release. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also head over to our website, standardtimeinsta.com. Do find us on Instagram and give us a follow there at standardtimeinsta. Thanks for watching. See you next time.